Hello friends, today we are going to see 50 protected areas in news. UPSC in Civil Services Preliminary Examination asks almost 2 to 3 questions based on this protected area. If you could see those protected areas, they are not asked in a random way. They are identified and picked from the current affairs. So what we have done here is we have made a list of 50 important protected areas in the news spanning from June 2019 to April 2020. So these 50 protected areas will cover national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and tiger reserves. So by studying these 50 protected areas, we can target those 4 marks or 6 marks which UPSC is going to ask. So what I have done is we are going to study these 50 protected areas as a 5-part video. So daily we are going to see 10 protected areas in a part. Today we will see the part 3 of this series. We have already discussed part 1 and part 2 and with 20 protected areas each. See those part before seeing this part. Today we will be seeing 10 protected areas from the states of Assam, 4 from Assam, 2 from Arunachal, 3 from Odisha and 1 from Kerala. Already we saw 1 from Kerala in the previous video. This is the second one from Kerala. So these are all the 10 protected areas which we are going to see today. Let us start with the 21st. So the 21st one is Burra Chapori Wildlife Sanctuary. This Burra Chapori Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Assam. This was in news because they spotted a new species called blue-tailed bee eaters. So these blue-tailed bee eaters is a type of a bird. Okay, they are having blue tail and it was spotted for the first time in the Burra Chapori Wildlife Sanctuary. This bird is least concern, but it is very peculiar to spot such a bird here. It is considered to be an ideal habitat for Bengal florican too. So Bengal florican is another bird which is found here. It is a paradise for many migratory birds, and a lot of migratory birds who travel from Siberian region nest here. So that's why it is a paradise for many migratory birds since they are nesting here. And there are also many reptiles and fishes are found, and this is this blue-tailed bee eater, Neelaval tenithini, blue-tailed bee eater. So this bird was spotted for the first time here. That's why it was in news. Actually, Brahmaputra will be flowing like this. It will be going like this here. So Burra Chapori is in the south bank of Brahmaputra, and you are having Kaziranga here. And I'm telling here south bank because this can also be a question. Burra Chapori is located in the north bank of Brahmaputra river. They might give a statement like this. So it is very important to understand that it is south bank. So if you could note Kaziranga, Burra Chapori, Pobitora, Deepor Bill, everything is in the south bank only. Those one who are in the north bank is Manas. So this is one thing which you have to remember when you are studying any national park adjacent to the river. The second protected area in news is Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary. This Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary is also located in Assam. Recently, there is a temple called Hayagriva Mahadeva Temple in Assam. There is a temple pond. In the temple pond, those people from the temple authorities were growing hatchlings of turtles. These 70 hatchlings of turtles of black softshell and Indian softshell turtles. These turtles were grown in the temple pond of Hayagriva Mahadeva Temple in Assam. So since these small turtles became larger, they decided to release those turtles in the Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary. So about 70 hatchlings of rare black softshell and Indian softshell turtles bred in the ponds of the 2 temples in Assam were on Monday released in the Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary near Guwahati. Previously, this was declared as extinct. This black softshell one is an extinct one. It was considered to be extinct till 2002, but later only it was discovered that it was found in this temple pond. So what it was declared is it was declared extinct in wild category. So till 2019 it was declared extinct in wild category. Now they have released in Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary and it is no more extinct and might become critically endangered soon. But still the IUCN haven't changed. Still it is extinct in wild only. Next cycle IUCN might announce it. So that's why it is in news. This sanctuary is also, this Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary is also called as, so the another news which I wanted to tell is Indian softshell turtles are in the vulnerable status. Black softshell turtle is extinct in wild. This Pobitora is also called as, this Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary is called as Mini Kaziranga. It is called as Mini Kaziranga because it is having a similar landscape to that of Kaziranga and it is also having a large sizable population of one-horned rhino. Since one-horned rhino is also present here, it is called as Mini Kaziranga. So this is the location of Pobitora. So if you could see, Kaziranga is located here little more east. So Kaziranga is easter. Then we are having Burra Chapori and then we are having Pobitora. So they might ask a question, arrange the following from west to east or east to west. So if they are asking questions like this, remember Pobitora is western side and Kaziranga is eastern. So the next one is in news is Manas National Park. You know Manas National Park is a transboundary protected area, that is transboundary national park. It is also being shared by both India and Bhutan. In Bhutan it is called as Royal Manas National Park. In India it is just Manas National Park. Okay. So a memorandum of understanding was signed between India, Nepal and Bhutan to create a transboundary wildlife conservation park. So this park is called as Peace Park. This park will be spread between all the three countries. So if you could see the map here, we are having Bhutan here, Assam here and Nepal here. So this region, this entire region is a protected area. You know, there is a lot of critical protected areas located here. We have Manas here, we have Darjeeling here and many areas. So this entire region will be considered as a peace park. It will be called as peace park and it will be protected. See, because it is nature, it is humans who drew the line here, and nature doesn't have any boundary, animals don't have any boundary. A tiger living here in the Manas National Park might go to Bhutan. Tiger living in Bhutan might come to Sikkim back and it might enter Nepal. So it doesn't know the boundaries. So we need a landscape approach to protect, not species based approach. So that is the logic here. So this transboundary park present in is a fundamental shift from the wildlife conservation, from species focused approach to landscape approach. So they are focusing on the landscape approach here. They are protecting the landscape as such and not a particular species. So this landscape is taken as a single unit and they are going to protect it as a peace park with a single authority heading it. Like in India, the national park will be headed by Ministry of Environment. In Bhutan, there is a different, and Nepal it is different. So the communication and the coordination is becoming difficult. So what here they are going to do, they are going to create a common authority for the entire region. So that is the landscape approach. So that's why Manas National Park in news. Manas National Park was in news last year because there was a joint tiger census. India conducted a joint tiger census with Nepal and Bhutan. So Nepal, Bhutan and India, all the three together, we conducted the tiger census, because we don't know sometimes what will happen. A few tigers in the Manas tiger reserve here, they might go to Bhutan's region. So that time when we are counting, they might not be counted. Sometimes when Bhutan is doing the census, what will happen, those tigers would have entered India. So we don't know which tiger belong to which nation. So what we decided, let us consider this our landscape and let us conduct the joint tiger census. So last year's tiger census, which was conducted in 2018, was a joint tiger census between all the three nations. Nepal participated and Bhutan also participated along with the India. So that's why Manas was in news last year. And there was Chitwan National Park in Nepal and Valmiki Tiger Reserve in India. These two also was part of this joint tiger census. So it was in last year's current affairs, not this year's current affairs. So the next one which you are going to see is Deepor Bill Bird Sanctuary. This Deepor Bill Bird Sanctuary is also located in Assam. It is a Ramsar site wetland. So what happened was, it is a wetland which is located in Assam and it consists of a lot of migratory birds coming from various regions. It is an offshoot of river Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra will be flowing like this. It has a small channel which connects to it and it became a lake isolated from Brahmaputra, and a lot of migratory birds used to come here. Because of the recent encroachment activities by the real estate people, and because of the various pollution, what happened, this lake is starting to get polluted, and a lot of birds who are coming, they started to get disturbed because of this human intervention. And recently what happened was, this lake was severely affected by the eutrophication. You know, eutrophication is the excessive growth of algae, or this algae species like lichens. So what this a case was filed in NGT, and what NGT did was, it ordered government that Assam should expeditiously complete the task of removing the hydrophytes. This hydrophytes is nothing but the algae or lichens. So they should remove the hydrophytes from the Deepor Bill, and they issue and declare it as an eco-sensitive zone. Since it was a Ramsar site, it was protected, but still there was a lot of encroachment by real estate agents in the nearby area. So what NGT ordered was, it should be declared as eco-sensitive zone. So eco-sensitive zone can be declared only by the Union Government Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So they can only declare that, and soon they will be declaring. Yesterday we saw they declared National Chambal Sanctuary. They recently declared National Chambal Sanctuary as an eco-sensitive zone, and NGT has ordered that this Deepor Bill should also be declared as an eco-sensitive zone. So that's why it was in news. So it is. It also reiterated. This is a very important statement which the NGT said. The National Green Tribunal said was, the Earth is not for human salons. Like 2.0 Robo movies taglines, and they reiterated that it should be space for bird also. I hope that judge would have seen the 2.0 movie. So that's why he's using the same tagline for the birds. Deepor Bill is a permanent freshwater lake. It is a freshwater lake located in the southwest of the Guwahati city. So it is southwest. Guwahati city is here in the southwest of the Guwahati city in the Kamrup district of Assam. it is lying in a formal channel of Brahmaputra river to the south of the main river channel. It is also a Ramsar Strait and a wetland as per Ramsar Convention. So this is the map where Brahmaputra river is going here, and you see the city of Guwahati here, and it is southwest of the Guwahati. Earlier there was a channel here which connected this Brahmaputra and Deepor Bill. Now this channel was encroached and this became a separate wetland. So it was encroached by the people. So this is the Deepor Bill wetland which is located, and so if you could note, this is also Deepor Bill is also in the south bank. Like I already said, you note this. It is also in the south bank of Brahmaputra river. So with this we have finished the protected areas in Assam, that is Deepor Bill Wildlife Sanctuary, Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary. Then we saw Manas National Park, and we also saw this Burra Chapar. So the next we are going to start with respect to Arunachal Pradesh. The first protected area in Arunachal Pradesh is Tali Valley Wildlife Sanctuary. It is a valley region. Recently a non-venomous burrowing snake was discovered in this region. So this non-venomous snake was named as these names we don't know. It is Vaikulle Nolayadu, Trachisium apeti. So this new species was found. So let us leave the species, but we will focus on this because it is not a vulnerable or endangered species. It is available in abundance. So let us not consider about the protection status. Tali Valley is located in Arunachal Pradesh. So that is the news which you have to see here. This wildlife sanctuary is a biodiversity hotspot in Arunachal Pradesh. It is situated at the altitude of 2400 meters. So it is 2400 meter above the sea level. That is, it is located in the hilly region, and there are many important rivers like Pange, Sipu and Karing. These three are small subtributaries leave this, but an important river called Subansiri. Subansiri is an important right bank tributary of Brahmaputra. Okay, Brahmaputra's right bank tributary is Subansiri, and this Subansiri is flowing through this reserve. So Tali Valley, Subansiri, you just remember this. UPSC will be asking only this major tributary and not the smaller ones. So focus just on the Subansiri. So this is the map of Arunachal Pradesh, and Tali Valley is located here. So Subansiri will be flowing like this, and it will be joining the Brahmaputra. This is Subansiri. Tali Valley is located here, and it is located nearby to the border region of Assam. So the next one which is in news is Pakki Tiger Reserve. This Pakki Tiger Reserve is also located in Arunachal Pradesh. Recently, government decided to construct a east-west transport corridor, like east-west highway in the Arunachal Pradesh, connecting the easternmost end of the Arunachal Pradesh with the westernmost end. This was proposed so that to reduce the traveling time here. Like, see, this corridor will be connecting like this. It will connect this easternmost region here to the westernmost region here. So it proposed to reduce the travel time. Government of Arunachal Pradesh is planning to build a 690, like almost 700 kilometer highway, which is passing through the Pakki Tiger Reserve of Eastern Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. So since it is passing through Tiger Reserve, it needs approval of whom? It needs approval of National Board of Wildlife. A lot of people in the Pakki Tiger Reserve was started protesting against this construction of this highway, so that's why it was in news. It was named as East-West Industrial Corridor. The highway aims to connect Arunachal Pradesh with Assam. However, the project mentions no mentions of compensation for the people displaced. A lot of people were subjected to be displaced because of this construction, but they haven't announced any compensation. So that's why people were protesting against it, and it was in news. And it is also passing through Pakki Tiger Reserve. It has been argued that the corridor will be a threat to adjoining Nameri Tiger Reserve in Assam. So it is threatening two tiger reserves. One is Pakki and another is Nameri. I will show you this map here. Pakki Tiger Reserve is located here, somewhere here, and Nameri is located here near Tezpur. So this is again a tiger corridor, one of the tiger corridors which the government declared among the 32 tiger corridors. So these two, this is Pakki and this is Nameri. Both of these are might be affected. See, I have drawn the road here, but it is passing like this only. So both of this will be affected. So with this, Arunachal Pradesh is over. Only two, Tali Valley and Pakki Tiger Reserve on news. Now let us start with the Odisha. In Odisha, this Nandan Kannan Zoological Park. This Nandan Kannan Zoological Park is a zoo. It is a special kind of a zoo located in Odisha, and it is one of the most talked about zoo in India because of its various special features. Let us see what. There was a disease outbreak in the zoo. Herpes virus disease infection was spreading in the zoo, and a 10-year-old elephant died, followed by that 4 other elephants also died. A 10-year-old male elephant is suspected to have died with the herpes virus infection, followed by that 4 other elephants also died in the Odisha's Nandan Kannan Zoological Park, a leading zoo of the country. So that's why the zoological park in news. So it is not a national park kind of a thing. It is just a zoo like Mandalore Zoological Park. The disease was elephant endothelitis endotheliotropic herpesvirus. Elephant endotheliotropic herpesvirus, or EEHV. You just have in mind this herpesvirus in mind. Don't need to remember this, but still have an idea. It is a rare disease that have killed the 5 elephants in Odisha. So EEHV is a type of herpesvirus that can cause highly fatal hemorrhagic fever. So hemorrhagic fever means it will be leading to internal bleeding. It will lead to internal bleeding of various organs, and that will lead to swelling in various parts of body and various organ dysfailure. So this organ dysfailure might kill the animal itself. So it generally affects the animal at the age of 1 to 12, even before the reproductive age. Since the animals are getting affected before the reproductive age, what it is happening, it will dwindle the population. This animal will be dying before the reproduction, and hence the population will fall. So that is the risk of this herpesvirus. It is a rare disease. It is a hemorrhagic disease, and it will affect the elephants. Okay, that is younger elephants, not the older ones, younger ones. So that is a catch here that they can ask in a statement. So Nandankanan literally means garden of heaven. Okay, it is called Garden of Heaven, located in the Bhubaneswar. So unlike other zoos in the country, Nandankanan is built on the right inside the forest. Generally zoos are built in the city regions, but this zoo, it is located inside the forest and is completely set in the natural environment. It will not be like that animals are caged here. Animals will be left in the natural environment, but still it is a zoo. Nandankanan is among the 6 participating zoos of the conservation breeding program. So in India, this a lot of vulture species are there. Among this, white-backed vulture conservation is being done here. So white-backed vulture is critically endangered. Nandankanan is also having this peculiar white-backed vulture. So remember this, apart from elephants. That is one peculiar point. It is the first zoo in the world to breed a white tiger and a melanistic tiger. You know white tiger. If a tiger is lacking melanin content, it will become a white tiger. You know tiger is having yellow and red stripes. If the tiger is lacking melanin, you know melanin is the pigment in the skin. If it is lacking melanin, it will become white tiger. If it is having excessive melanin, it will become melanistic tiger. Melanistic tiger will be entirely pitch black. It will be like a panther, black panther. It is a pitch black tiger. That is melanistic tiger. Both these tigers are found in the zoo. That is a peculiar characteristic. It is the only conservation breeding center for Indian pangolins. This pangolin is in the news for notorious reason. It is one of the important reasons for the spread of the COVID crisis. Because the coronavirus spread from the bat to pangolin and pangolin to human. So that is the actual speculation as of now. So in India also we are having pangolin. This Indian pangolin is also protected here, and it is in the endangered status. White-blacked vulture is critically endangered. So this is the Odisha map, and Nandankanan Zoological Park is located here right in the Bhubaneswar reefs. So next we have Kuldiya Wildlife Sanctuary. This Kuldiya Wildlife Sanctuary is also located in Odisha. A new species of trapdoor spider has been discovered in the Kuldiya Wildlife Sanctuary. It is very nearby. Kuldiya Wildlife Sanctuary is very nearby to the Simlipal National Park. Simlipal National Park, you know, it is a UNESCO biodiversity, it is part of UNESCO Man and Biodiversity Program. So it is located very nearby to the Simlipal National Park via Sukfada Hills. It is also classified as an East Highlands moist deciduous forest ecoregion. So it is having a moist deciduous forest. Okay, that is one additional point with respect to Kuldiya. Nothing much. Kuldiya Tiger Reserve is located in Odisha. It is nearby to Simlipal. It is having moist deciduous forest. Okay, so Kuldiya is located here. If you could see here, Simlipal is here and Kuldiya is here. It is located nearby to that. So here they have found a new trapdoor species, spider species. And next we are having Gahir Mata Marine Sanctuary. So Gahir Mata is one of the marine sanctuaries in India. Another marine sanctuary in India is we know Gulf of Mannar Marine Sanctuary. We know Gulf of Mannar Marine Sanctuary in the Rameswaram region. So apart from that, another marine sanctuary is Gahir Mata Marine Sanctuary, which is famous for what? It is famous for olive ridley. So recently this is in news for two reasons. One reason is that government banned the fishing. During the nesting time of olive ridley, this olive ridley used to come to this Gahir Mata Marine Sanctuary, that entire beach region, and they will be nesting there and they will be laying eggs there. So during this nesting time, what will happen? Government will ban the fishing, because if the fishing is allowed that time, the boats will be going, and that will affect the movement of the small turtles who are coming out of the eggs and going back to the ocean. So since it will affect their migration, what government will do during the time of Aribada? Aribada is actually the nesting time. It is a term given to the nesting. During the time of Aribada, what they will do? Government will ban fishing. And you know, there is a special operation called Operation Oliva. There is an operation called Operation Oliva conducted by Coast Guard to literally prevent the fishing during the time. The Forest Department of Odisha conducted a census recently, but it is not in news for olive ridleys. It is in news because of the dolphins. Recently, the Forest Department conducted a dolphin census in the Chilika Lake and in the Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary, and they found that the number of dolphins in the region is declining. Okay, they have found that dolphins are declining in the region in the Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary. We know Airavati dolphin apart from Myanmar, it is found only in the Gahirmatha Sanctuary. So in India, we are having all the three types of dolphins. We are having Gangetic dolphin, Indus dolphin and Airavati dolphin also. So all the three types of river dolphins we are having. Airavati dolphin is located in the Chilika Lake and Gahirmatha Sanctuary. This sanctuary is part of the Bhitarkanika National Park. Yesterday we saw Gharial raid. Gharial is a freshwater crocodile. In Bhitarkanika we are having the saltwater crocodile. Yesterday's Gharial, which we saw with the narrow mouth, is a freshwater crocodile. This is a real crocodile, saltwater crocodile in Bhitarkanika. This report was released this year only, in February only they released, and they found that dolphin population is falling. According to the report, the dolphin count came down to 233. Earlier it was 260 last year, 259 last year, and it came down to 220, 233. So that is the finding. So this is a map here. I will explain you briefly. This Gahirmatha beach is located here. Gahirmatha, see, I will tell you one thing. Mahanadi river is flowing here. So Gahirmatha beach is located northern side of the Mahanadi river. But this, what we are seeing is Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary. This Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary starts here and it continues till the Rushikulya river here. This is Rushikulya river till here. From here to here, this entire coast of beach is called as Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary. Actual Gahirmatha beach is located only in the north, but this entire stretch, this dotted line is called as Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary. Don't get confused. It is located in the north. It is located in the entire region. Okay. From Damra river, generally they will tell to Damra to Rushikulya. It starts at the Damra river and it ends in the Rushikulya. So this is this Gahirmatha, and Bhitarkanika is located here, somewhere near the Rushikulya, near the south of the Mahanadi river. It is located here. So this entire beach, the olive ridleys will come and lay eggs. So the last one for the day is Periyar Tiger Reserve. Periyar Tiger Reserve is the second protected area which we are seeing in Kerala. Already we saw Eravikulam in the previous video, Eravikulam National Park, and this Periyar Tiger Reserve is located in the course of the Periyar River, which starts in the Western Ghats and meets and mixes with the Vemnath Lake. Okay. It doesn't go to Arabian Sea, you have to be very clear. It mixes in the Vemnath Lake, and this is located in between the Periyar River in the Pathanamthitta district, okay, near the Sabarimala temple. Periyar National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary, it is protected area in the Thekadi districts of Idukki in Pathanamthitta, Kerala. It is a notable for both Elephant Reserve and the Tiger Reserve. It has both. It has Elephant Reserve and the Tiger Reserve. Elephant Reserve, you know, Kerala is known for elephants. This park is a repository of rare, endemic and endangered flora and fauna. There are many protected flora and fauna, and two important rivers which are flowing through this park is Periyar River and Pamba River. Periyar River, you know, and Pamba River is associated with Sabarimala, that is also passing through this Periyar Tiger Reserve only. And recently a lot of devotees in the Sabarimala who are going to Sabarimala were polluting this Pamba River, and which is affecting this Periyar Tiger Reserve ecosystem in total, and that's why NGT also ordered that they should not, the devotees should not throw away their clothes in the Pamba River. There was a recent order too from NGT. This park is also called as Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary or Thekadi. It is located in the Cardamom Hills or Pandalam Hills of Southwestern Ghats. So this is Periyar Tiger Reserve. We saw Eravikulam. Eravikulam is also located here, and Periyar is located just nearby to that Periyar National Park. This Periyar River flows like this and meets in the Vemnath Lake. This is Vemnath Lake. Here we are having the Periyar National Park. This is Cardamom Hills is also located here only. So thank you guys. We have come to the end of the third part. We have seen totally 30 protected areas now with all the three parts, and in third part we saw 10. So we will be uploading the fourth part soon with another 10 protected areas. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.